Good morning, Al, 6D Diesels. It's, I think it's a Thursday. I don't know, I'm all a bit confused after all this Christmassy stuff. So, this morning, I'm sat in a recovery truck, as you might be able to see, excuse the 1970s microphone dangling in the way. There's even an echo one. I mean, I was born of a time of Smokey and the Bandit and Breaker 19, bit of Convoy in there as well, you know. So, we're off to go and get some Metro out of its long-term 26, 27 year resting place. So basically, fire my, what is this? It's a Volkswagen, big Volkswagen recovery truck up and whiz down there and go and get that. So come along with us for the ride. This should be a bit of a giggle. Right, well, so we're here doing our picking up of a mini Metro. Now, what we have got to get around this morning is the fact that this is up quite a steep hill up the side of Welshire. So, obviously, as we're recovery trucking today, that is not going to get up there. Steep where we are. We've got quite a climb up. This little Metro is up in the top, up in the shed up here. Now, normally, we have my four-wheel drive and just whiz up here, but because we've got a very large recovery truck today, dumper trucks seem a sensible way of moving all your tools up here. So, Timothy's he's driver. I thought I'd walk up. Quite a bit of dumb idea. To the Metro. So this morning, what we're going to do, I brought a recovery truck with me, as you've seen earlier, and I do look like I'm quite badly blown up. I've just taken my hat off. We've got to blow tyres up on the little bubba. Do that, put a battery back on it, get it going again. We did have a stuck rear driver side brake, if you'd have seen in the end of the last video, it was dragging it. Now, I did pop up here the other day, put the wheel off, give it a bit of bashing, and I think I've freed that off. What I've got to do now, obviously, is try and blow these tyres up, because as far as I know, they're a funny metric size that you can't get anymore. But they are all, to a degree, holding air. So we'll do that, and we'll see if we can get it to come out of its 26-year resting place, because it was, as you know, just around the corner in there. We'll get it start again. We'll check all its levels, because I think one of the core plugs did start leaking towards the end last time. Not surprising, it's been sat a very, very long time. And we'll get it up and running, and then we'll get it down. I've got two big bits of hill to do, which is like quite steep. I'll try and get it down that, and then we'll drag it on a lorry, take it back, put it on a ramp. We've got an outside ramp back at the yard we use for steam cleaning vehicles, so we'll have an inspect underneath it, see how bad it is. I think it's going to be all right, because this is, I know everyone told me it is dry. The floor's dry. I mean, it was in the back corner, but to be honest, apart from the ivy overgrowing it, the floor is as dry as dry. So hopefully, with a bit of air underneath it over all these years, there might actually be some floor pans left. We have noticed a bit of front valance evaporation. We'll swing in on that in a minute. But let's get on with the main things of getting it started, getting it warmed up, getting the tyres blown up, and then trying to drive it down two very steep hills. So hopefully, I think it's got brakes. It's definitely got a handbrake. Here goes, people. So just for all the people that commented on strange tyre sizes, she appears to be wearing 160, 65, 315s, which is going to be a weird metric tyre size, isn't it? So hopefully, I mean, this one does appear to have some wind in it. This one does appear to have some wind in it. We've got some corrosion. Now the car, when it came here 26, 27 years ago, it did have this dent in the door. That was already in it, because the old lady had restyled it slightly, and according to the owner, the actual headlight on the front was knocked out by her, not by them. That wing isn't looking the most spectacular, and the back corner of this sill here is a bit peely. There's some surface on the wheel arches, but I mean, she is very much a genuino one lady owner, been here forever, barn find. So I'm gonna, bought a load of battery pack with me. We got a tyre compressor, we'll put my torch down, and the electric tyre compressor, that should run it, blow the tyres up with, and then we can get a full set of wind. I mean, as you can see, this is where she's been living, and just all the people that said, oh, it'll be, this floor is as dry, and it wasn't directly sat on it. So there's a fair chance, if there was a reasonable sort of air gap underneath it, that it may have survived to a state of being at least recoverable. I mean, this side straight, there are no dents. You can see where I popped the centre cap off. I put that in the car, and I freaked that brake drum off the other night. And all the tyres do, to a degree, have wind in them. So I'm going to stick you on a bit of top quality time lapse now. We'll get the tyres blown up, get a battery on it, and then we'll get it cranked up again, and then we've got to make it basically. You'll have seen us coming up here a minute ago because it's quite steep and well up the hillside, so I'm going to use a dumper truck today, because obviously normally I've got my four-wheel drive, but as I've got a recovery truck, and there is no way a 4.6 ton twin rear wheel Volkswagen's going to make it up here without getting hideously stuck. And what we're going to attempt to do is actually drive the Metro. I don't know whether you can quite see how steep it is up here, but I've got to go down 3 levels, so down this one, over there, and then down the bottom to get somewhere near to the yard, which is quite far from the road, to load it. So wish me luck. Right, so we've put a battery back in it. I'm just going to quickly check because I was a bit worried that one of the core plugs was leaking. Yeah, we have lost a bit of coolant. I've got some of that down here. Now that is just, it's not antifreeze, but to be honest, what we're going to do probably is drain everything. I'm going to have to replace a core plug to make it watertight, so we aren't going to let it freeze up. And we'll see if it starts. Right, start. Right. Somewhere there. Well, I think we'll call that a success. I haven't revved it, everyone tells me off revving it. Oil level's good. Now it's still running on its old oil. Admittedly, it would have been lovely to have changed it and swapped it out, but it's not really possible here. And to be honest, the viscosity is pretty good. It's not horribly dirty. So we'll do all of that when we get it back to the yard, so we can sort of get back here once we've cleaned it off, see what we've got. And that's amazing. It's been sat here again. I think the last video that you'll have been watching is about 2 weeks ago. It's well before Christmas, and we're sort of well after Christmas now. There you go. So we're going to let her warm up a bit. Move the dumper truck, and we'll see if she'll come out of her grave. Right, on it goes. I'll try and take you with me. Clamber in the machine without making it filthy. So we have yeah, we've still got the heater on. Good idea to turn that off. That smells vile. So we have fuel, and we have no warning lights on. The handbrake is off and has been for 20 years, so we're not touching that because that could cause us problems. Did have a route through the car earlier, and we found the original Metro handbook. Don't know how to work it, just in case you didn't know. Now, I've got blown up tyres. I've got wing mirrors, 9,786 miles. It's just under a quarter of a tank of fuel, and let's see what happens. So we've got clutch. Here we are. Oh, we're in first. A bit revvy. We're going to move. Oh no, we're going to stall. But we are rolling, so that's good. Right, try a bit harder, a bit more. Yep. And out she comes. So last of the ramps to do. Vision is a tad limited, but it does appear brakes work. So as you can see, this is the last drop into the yard. So once we're down here, we're sort of safe. So first time in 26 years, unbelievably the brakes work. The handbrake even works, I did dare pull it. So we are last bit. Down to the road, or down the edge of the road. First time it's seen the light of day, 26 and a bit years. So there we go, 26 years. Brakes work, tyres blew up, vision was a tad limited, window wound down, unbelievably, it drove straight out, and did get stuck, but we didn't video the bit where we had to pull it out of where it was with the tractor, and drove straight down here. So we'll get our big Doris backed in, this chucked on. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it sort of relatively low so that you, so we don't tell everyone exactly where we are. So first time that passenger's door's been opened in a very, very long time. But as you'll see, the sill is in it. The door bottom is suffering a little tiny bit, unbelievably. So I've got the a bit more ivy off. Back door opens even with the big dinger in it. There we go. Rear wheel arch is in it. Tyres are holding air. I did just check the partial shelf forwards on the back seat, stop it flapping around. And there we go. Still got the cobwebs. Oh my god, this is as many people have said it's a good job I'm not afraid of spiders. But there we go. 26 years. Sat, unmoved. I'm not going to make any British Leyland jokes because I got told off for British Leyland jokes. So, and apparently according to someone that isn't British Leyland anyway, it's Austin Rover because that makes it a load better. So that's that all loaded. 26 years. And as you'll have seen, the underside is actually amazingly solid. We're going to drag it back the yard now. I'll have a poodle off, go and find a steam cleaner, and we'll give this thing a wash for the first time in 26 years and see what it comes out like. Right guys, onward. So next morning, obviously by the time we'd dragged her out last night, yesterday afternoon, it was getting dark. So we're going to go for the grand wash off. So I'm going to go and unload the top quality machine off my truck, swing it into the yard. Just here we even cleared a space, as you can see, which for anyone that knows me is pretty amazing down here. And then it's just here, so hopefully it'll start again. Obviously it is a Austin Rover based product, I think that's the right word, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. I'll get shouted out for that. I don't really care. Saving a Metro. People like Metros, that's fine. That's fine. Doesn't need to bash me for it. I'm a Mercedes and Volkswagen man. But I have saved a Metro, which you can buy. So my cunning plan for the day is to wash this Metro, which I'd like to point out doesn't actually belong to me, it belongs to a mate. So we're gonna wash the Metro. We might even get a Hoover out. I'm gonna change the engine oil just quickly, because stop people moaning at me. Pop a core plug in it, because one of the core plugs is leaking, and we've got boxes of those. Top up the coolant. If we get brave, we may even clip trade plates of immunity on it once it's clean. Go for a test drive. That sounds like a thoroughly stupid idea, but why not? So we'll do some unloading, some kicking into life, some kicking into life, then some unloading, and then we'll fire the large washing machine up inside. Cover this over. Now, one thing I would like to point out before anyone says it, I'm not a valeter. I'm never pretending to be a valeter. I mean, you won't find a tub of snow foam around here. We've got traffic film remover for lorries, but I'm sure that will do the job. So what I'm going to do is give it a dose of TFR, let that soak in a bit, and then we'll fire the hot steam boiler thing up, and we'll give it a damn good steaming. Might take 2 or 3. Oh, there goes the big hot steam boiler thing priming itself again. And once that's done, we'll do some, might even say crack a vacuum cleaner out and give her a bit of a vacuum clean on the inside and a bit of a wipe around with some shiny stuff. Make her smell a bit better. Blow the mousy doofus out of the heater so it doesn't smell like someone's died in there. And then we'll take some pretty photographs. And then we'll go for a test drive. Not very far. And then we can, let's say, it'll be on eBay. I'm going to stick it on 99p, no reserve, 7-day auction. See what happens, and hopefully what we'll do is we'll find a mini Metro enthusiast, one of you possibly, who can restore this thing. I've got far too much stuff to do as it is, and if I'm totally honest, I don't know what I'd do if I restored it. I'm not a Metro man. I might be looking like one, but I'm not. So golden opportunity. So washing, unloading, washing, starting stuff. Here goes. Right, we're offloaded. So what I'm going to do now, there's a few things to attend to. I think I'm going to, best off and first off, is to, I'm just going to soap her over, let it set in a bit, see if we can soften some of this before we attack it with the steam cleaner. Right, well, we've given her her first soak, so I'm going to leave that to just sort of set in for a minute. It's amazing how much has come off already. Well, that's pretty much washed off. As I say, I am no valeter. I'm not pretending to be. So we did have to sort of wash the door jambs. I made the car slightly damper than I wanted it to, but we'll stick a big dehumidifier in it overnight. Give the door cards a quick wipe off. They came up pretty well. I say I'm very much going to leave this for the next person to completely valet it. And the front didn't come out too badly. The boot still seems to shut itself. So I'm just going to have a quick hoover in here to get rid of all the mud. I took the nasty red mats out of it, all the mud I put in it. And I have steamed underneath the engine bay. It would have horrified some people, but to be honest, I can dry it out, and it was so gurky under there I didn't really fancy picking all the mouse poop out. So we got a little bit of vacuuming to do here. We'll sort of give it a light douse and a wash over, and we'll dry the distributor out and get it going again. But that is one washed Metro. What we'll do now, we'll have a quick vacuum on the inside for you, just to get rid of the worst of it. Put some seat covers in it, workshop spec ones, just to stop us making it dirty. And we'll get her dried off and fired up. But I'm pretty impressed with that. I mean, it has got some structural issues, don't get me wrong, but for a car that's been sat in a barn on a dirt floor for 26 years, and the old girl's obviously had quite a good go at it, but also had a bit of an issue with something just there. This door is well bent, as you can see, and the skin's starting to separate down the bottom. So anyone who does buy it, I think you're going to need to go and find yourself a blue Metro door. How difficult that is. And that wing could do with some love. Front valance, I don't think it's through, but it's very pickly. And then if I whizzy down here, the bottom of the rear valance this side has actually gone through, and the back's a bit gacky. It's not horrific, it's repairable, so that'll want sorting. But most of the body panels are pretty good. A little bit of surface across the edge of the boot there, as you can see, and the sort of marks like this here and there, and a tiny bit on the top of the door here. And same again on the drive, as you can see. The paint's starting to lift. A little bit of a shame, but to be honest, I think you could just go Survivor. I mean, to be honest, if you rubbed it down and just took the loose paint off and put a bit of clear coat matte lacquer on it, I reckon that'd cure it for a bit. Unbelievably still on its original, they are its original Dunlop tyres. Slightly showing their age, you can see the big cracks in them, but they're holding air. And as I said, they are 160, 65, R315, so I doubt you'll get them. You're going to have to buy yourself some later Metro wheels. I think that's the idea, to get you back to I'm assuming would have been a 12-inch, wouldn't it? You see the paint starting to lift there, but the sills aren't bad, honestly. I mean, most of this, I think, is damage from its first owner. That's definitely a rub on something that's lifted the paint, isn't it? There's a bit on the bonnet there. There's a bit around the aerial mount standard where they painted it and then filled the hole. But under the bonnet here, we're pretty reasonable. It's not bad in there. I think it doesn't quite look as pretty down in there. Just see, I'll swing you in. See, we've got a bit of nasty surface. I don't think it's through, and I think there's a lot of walnuts in there as well. And obviously, where the muck had sat on top of the wing there, didn't do it any favours, but it is bolt on, so it wants a little bit of inner wing repair. And the edge of the bonnet it isn't actually through, so that is just sort of pickly surface rust. That'll it's actually just solid. Unbelievably, I mean, the screen panel is lovely. Look at that. I haven't actually got any rot around the windscreen at all. Roof's clean, no dents, not that I can see. Still a little bit, I'm just letting some more stuff out, but she's not bad at all. Right, I'll give it one last final blow off. Okay, I might go find the sucky thing and see if I can donk that out of bed. Right, so we've cleaned it, checked it over, changed its oil. I thought what I'd do now is go for a test draw. Advanced retardant rubber pipes had rotted out, so that wasn't helping us. We're running loads better now. We're sounding quite buoyant. Turn that heater fan down, which now doesn't smell of dead stuff. Go for a zoom up the road. Side lights on, we know they work. Right, small country road. Alright, no one shout at me, I've got some tray plates on it. I know that doesn't mean they've got an MOT, but let's give it a go. Look at that. We are moving. I think I want to go much more than 30 miles an hour, if I'm honest. Feel the flat spots in the tyres quite badly. It's quite a bit of shakeage. But I'm just going to whiz up here. That's third gear. That's fourth gear. Got fifth gear? No, we haven't got fifth gear. We've only got four. There's some indication going out. Look at that. Brakes work unbelievably in a straight line. Right. Look at that. Clocks are counting. We'll get all brave and go to the other end of the village. That's enough. 9,780. No, 82. I don't know. I don't think the clocks are counting. I know the clocks are counting. Yes, it is counting. It's moving. Oh, that's 0, the one below it. Yeah, it is counting. So, Metro in. 4th gear. Yep. 25 miles an hour. I'll do. What I don't really want to do is break down bloody miles away from the workshop because it is only me. I have to walk back and come and get this thing. It's working quite well. Unbelievably so. Look at that. Keep to 30. Right. I'm going to spin round here. And I think we'll call that success. Can a man rescue a dead Mini Metro from a shed, get it to start and get it to move? Yeah, he can. So, as I said, photographs, I'm going to put this on eBay. I've said it probably 20 times. This is not my thing. But it's out, it's running, it's not that rusty. It has done a genuine 9,783.5 miles now. It ticks over, everything works, and I'll just do this because the interior light comes on when you open the door. Yeah, hang on. Let's go the other way. Let's try the other way. Yeah! So we're all blinded by the light now. So we're done. She's alive, it's moving, it's clean, and it's for sale. So as I said, it's not mine, it belongs to a mate of mine. I'm going to throw it on my eBay account, advertise it, because I say they're trying to find the logbook, which they did have, but obviously we haven't seen for 26 years. So basically, she's ready to rock and roll. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, thumbs up, hit the notification bell, that always helps. And we'll see what we're going to do next. I might possibly have found a Vauxhall Viva HV, whatever one of those is, that hasn't moved for quite a few years, so keep your eyes open. Right guys, thank you very much and goodbye.